Great to have everybody here. I appreciate everybody coming. Really, really excited to be playing football this time of year. It's what we all work for, and very excited to be part of the Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl. It's really a great honor, a great opportunity for Nevada and our football team. I understand this is the 14th bowl appearance, 15th bowl appearance for Nevada, and really just a great opportunity when you think of over 120 years of football, that only 15 teams participated in bowl games. That's pretty special. You know, I know a lot of those years were Division II and Division I AA, where they were in playoff games, so they would have qualified if they would have been able to. You know, what a great opportunity to play Arkansas State, you know, from the Sun Belt Conference and Coach Anderson's team, and it's a real reward for our seniors. We have 17 seniors, and it's a great way for them to go out. They've worked very hard and accomplished a lot in their careers, and this is a great way for them to go out. I was driving here this morning, and I was just sitting thinking, and sometimes you don't ever pause in life to really reflect. But this is my 20th bowl game and since I've started football, and at 21 if you count the Super Bowl in 2003. And so I have this box in my office that has all my bowl watches and bowl rings, and we sit the recruits down, and I kind of talk about my history when I started at Iowa in 1981 and was around some incredible people. Coach Fry changed my life. One of my great mentors and just is retiring this week, Bill Snyder at Kansas State, and he was one of my college coaches. But because of them, because of Coach Fry and the opportunity he gave me to come to Iowa, you know, all of these magical things have happened to me in my life. And you know, when we sit these recruits down, we tell them that, you know, we want them to leave Nevada with their bowl watches and bowl rings and their opportunity to play championships. So it's very, very important for us to be a part of this bowl game. I wanted to address a couple things. I don't usually do this, but I thought it was applicable today, especially since we got a little time before we play this game. You know, there was a couple rule changes this past year, and one of them was really pretty good. It was a red shirt rule where players could be red shirted and play 4 games and still not lose a red shirt year. And I thought it was an amazing rule. You know, all the coaches that have been retired and played this game for a long time talk about it, and what a great rule it is to develop young kids and have them not lose a year. There's times where kids would play one play and then they would have to lose a whole year of eligibility, and that's not the case anymore. The other rule that's a little bit different, and it's the reason I'm talking about it, because it's different for everybody in college football. You know, this is the first year the NCAA has allowed a new transfer rule. And the transfer rule is completely different than it ever has been. And it's going to be different for everybody in college football, and everybody's going to have to get used to it. And it's basically in October, it's allowing players to be able to transfer without talking to their coaches or working it out or talking about the pluses and minuses of that. And we had a couple players that, after the season was over with, decided that they wanted to exercise their right to transfer. And that's certainly their prerogative. They're good kids. They're great kids for us, great families. And everybody has different circumstances. This is a very layered conversation that will not be, there'll be no finality in this press conference with this. There are some problems with it, though, and I'm not a fan of the rule. I don't think there are any coaches that are, and for this very simple reason, you know, I think a school like Nevada and a mid-major school, we almost get penalized for doing a good job. And we work really hard to recruit players that are the very best players in the country. Some of those players are Power 5 talent players, and we recruit them to come here. We coach them, we develop them. We've got a very good staff that does that. But the possibility of this rule is that we can possibly lose players from the bottom of our roster because they're not happy or they're disgruntled. And we could possibly lose players at the top of our roster because we do a good job of recruiting and we develop them. And so that's concerning, as a coach. It's something that I don't think it was thought through by the powers that be. And we have to try to adjust it with our coaches association and administration as we move forward. There's all kind of different circumstances, and one of the great things about the game of football, and I think we're losing this, is that we have the only game where somebody gets knocked down every snap. And so the very nature of our game is you have to learn how to overcome adversity. You have to play as a team. You have to sacrifice to be a part of that very special thing we call team. And I don't like this rule because this rule sends the wrong message to our young people. Every kid, I don't care if you're just studying marketing or education or you're an athlete. When you're in college, you have tough days. You have hard days. You have days that are challenging. You have negative things that happen to you. And I think everybody thinks about what would it be like if I went to another school, if you're an athlete or not. This rule gives a kid an opportunity if he has a bad day, if he has a bad week, if he has family problems, that, maybe I'll just try something new and the grass will be greener. What we try to do and what I've tried to do for 30 years in coaching is educate our players about, the pluses and minuses of every decision they make. And that's been my goal as a coach. I feel like it's part of my responsibility working with young people. And it's quite frankly why I'm coaching college football. I've had opportunities to coach pro football, but I get to work with kids from 18 to 22 years old, and I get to help them finish off the maturity process before they go into adulthood. And we talk about choices all the time. And, there's two sides of a coin anytime you make a choice, and it's not always good. And the thing that I don't like about this is that a student athlete can just go make a decision to make a life-changing move without even consulting his coaches or anybody. And I've been doing this 30 years. I've had a lot of kids that transfer, and I sit down with them and I talk to them and I say, listen, this is the pluses to your decision. These are the minuses to your decision. And you have to think of both whenever you make a major decision. And you don't really get an opportunity to do this. I've been on the road for 2 weeks, and I really wish I could sit down with these kids face to face and talk to them, and that just didn't happen because of the timing of it and because of their ability to make a decision without really doing that, which is unfortunate. And I don't think it's good for college football. I really don't. But like every rule, there's there'll be twists and turns, and we'll kind of work through it. And the other part of that is, in the long run, Nevada will benefit from this because, there'll be players from bigger schools that for whatever reason will look to Nevada to transfer. So, it's one of those things, and we will work through it. We've got a great coaching staff. We do a great job of recruiting. We're right in the middle of that right now. And this bowl prep is incredible. I love bowl prep. We'll have 18 extra practices. This bowl date, playing on the 19th, really helps us. I was really pleased that we had this bowl date because it allows our staff to go out and recruit. We were out all last week. We practiced on Friday and Saturday. And then we went back on the road Saturday night, Sunday. I've been gone. I just got back last night. We'll be gone all this week. We'll start again on the practice field Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, so we'll get 3 more practices this week. And for a guy that loves practice, it's the greatest thing in the world to get 18 extra practices. So really excited about that. Last week in practice, we took our team and we had a normal competitive Tuesday, a normal competitive Wednesday, and what we did was we took all of our seniors and just let them coach and watch. And so we competed with our team, with all of our players that'll be back next year, and it gave us a chance as a coaching staff to really evaluate our team for next year and what positions we need to improve on. And it also helps us just set our mindset for what we're going out and recruiting and how we want to replace the guys that we're losing. And we got to really evaluate young centers, young quarterbacks in pressure situations, which was outstanding. And we'll do that a little bit more. We'll probably do that this weekend as well. But it's amazing, you know, we practiced in the snow last Saturday morning, and it came down, and Caleb was out there scooping the lines, and you know, we had kids from LA that never been in the snow before, so it was a great learning experience for them. Great to see our quarterbacks handle the ball in the elements. It's a great evaluation to see who can do that and who struggles doing that. So we continue to press forward. We continue to work our players and improve to get better. And I was reading a great book last week about leadership that talks about several of our former presidents, and I believe it was Abraham Lincoln said there's 2 kind of successes in our country. You know, one, the people that are successful are just born geniuses, you know, just God-given physical and mental abilities, but then there's the other kind of success, and the other kind of success is the average man, and the average man that works his craft, that's diligent, that stays on top of it, that practices every day, that improves everything he does. And that's what we do at Nevada. We work every day, we practice, we improve our skills, and we draw closer as a team. So really, really excited to be playing this time of year. Proud of our team, proud to represent Nevada in the Arizona Bowl, and we're diligently recruiting to improve our roster. You know, I've said it many times. There's only a few times a year we recruit every day, but there's only a few times a year where you could really change your roster, and we're right in the middle of it right now. And we're on couches all over the West Coast, and some in Texas, and some in Georgia, some in Arizona. So I'll be leaving immediately after this press conference to do that. With that, any questions?
After looking at the roster, I guess, with the younger players playing, did you change at all what you're looking for with your last 2 scholarships out here? You
know, it's very interesting. We have so I have a notepad, and I do this every year, but I write the guys. We have 17 spots. And so I write down the guys that have committed to us. And I talk to every one of them every day. I talk to every kid. And things change in recruiting. But right now we have 4 spots left. And on the other side, I got about 17 names for 4 spots. And so what I do is I rank the best players, and we have certain needs. And we're going to take, you know, an offensive lineman. We're going to take a linebacker. We're going to take a safety, and we have a wild card position that we'd like to take. And at the end of the day, this class is a little bit more balanced. We'll probably take 3 linemen, offensive linemen for the Union, and you can never have enough good linemen. You know, I've spent 30 years coaching, and when I became a head coach, I love defensive linemen more than any position, because when you have good defensive linemen and you play good run defense, you always have a chance to win. And also offensive linemen. So we're always looking to add to those groups. So probably would not turn away a very good offensive or defensive lineman even here at the end of recruiting. But we do have to make some decisions, and we'll probably sign 2 or 3 safeties. Safety's a very important position for us. because of senior graduation, and we lose our safeties. Obviously we signed a quarterback, or we're going to sign a quarterback in this class, which is really important. We like to bring a quarterback in every year. And we probably, we really like to have a quarterback in every class, and then maybe one walk-on. So we'll sign 2, maybe 3 receivers, depending on how this next week goes. And so there's some very, very good players still available. The other part of that is it's so hard to have a crystal ball, but we'd really love to have a scholarship or 2 available for transfer players. And so we'll see how that goes. We're really not looking for junior college kids this year, which is something that we, our first year we felt like we had to. Last year we felt like we had to a little bit. We don't feel like we need to. We want to bring in great young high school players so we can develop them. And so really excited about that. We'll probably bring in 2 linebackers and probably 2 corners and probably 3 safeties defensively. And, obviously we're losing the best pass rusher in the conference and really 2 of the best with Corey and Malik. And Malik is technically a linebacker, but he's still the best pass rusher in the conference, and so we lose those guys. So we gotta find pass rush. That was one of the greatest things about our defense this year was the ability to disrupt and put pressure on the quarterback. And so somebody's gonna have to step up. We got a lot of great young defensive linemen that are learning how to play, and then obviously we got to replace Ty, our leader on offense, and that's not easy to do, and because it's a combination of physical ability and leadership. And so that's probably the biggest thing in this off season we have to replace is the leadership of our football team, and that comes from the day in and day out showing dependability to your teammates and coaches that you can be trusted, and that's what these guys have done. That's what our seniors have done. They were there for their teammates, and they proved that through the off season and through the summer and throughout the fall. They were there every day doing their job and being great examples, and that's what we'll start as soon as this bowl game is over with. We'll start cultivating that for next year, talking about leadership, being in the meetings, grooming this next group of leaders for the 2019 team. So, but to answer your original question, it's just balance. This balance in this class is most important for us.
You think this team sort of, has a kind of a bitter taste in its mouth, and you think that's going to kind of last until the 29th?
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you lose, you have a bitter taste in your mouth until you get a chance to change that. And so, there's a couple of kinds of bitter taste. One of them we ain't going to change till we get a chance to play the last game next year. And so that will be a huge emphasis in the off season. But yeah, that's the thing about this time of year. We have a whole month, basically 4 weeks before we play. And so, we're anxious to play again, so we obviously want to finish on a high note. We have a chance to win our 8th game. I think we'd be the 6th team in school history to win a bowl game, I want to say. I always look at Chad when but that's a great accomplishment, and that's something that we're looking forward to. And our seniors want to go out with a bang. I mean, it's a culmination of their great careers. They're going to play a great opponent. Arkansas State has been a really good program. They have tremendous athletes. They got good receivers. They got a good quarterback. They're dynamic offensively. So we're going to have a challenge, but that's what you want. You want challenges, and you want to play a quality team. I think it'll be a great game to watch, and it's always great to play. In bowl games, you play different teams from different parts of the country, and it's contrasting styles, and I think it's awesome to play, you know, a team from back east and just see how our style looks against their style. And so, you know, just a real reward for our players. And, you know, we talked about it at the beginning of the year, and we talked with our recruits about it, that this is what you're going to have an opportunity to do when you come to Nevada. And so we're excited about it.
Coach, every year across the country, there's always a curious case of teams that look flat in bowl games. And in your 20 games that you've been to and all that, have you learned any tips or tricks to keep teams up?
Yeah, no doubt. It's important that, you know, bowl practice can be monotonous and bowl practice can be a grind. And, you know, it's just different. For our team, we have some guys that have been through it before. And it's an educational process. It's like, you know, when high school kids come here, they're like, oh, we have to practice on Thanksgiving. Yeah, I've practiced on Thanksgiving for the last 30 years. You know, that's just what you do when you play college football. You know, I had a coach in a National Football League that said Thanksgiving and Christmas are great holidays. They just happen to fall during football season. And we're going to be practicing on Christmas this year. And so, you know, we're going to have a great party for our guys and, you know, probably give out bowl gifts and all that. And so it'll be fun. But that's just part of playing college football at this level. You practice during the holidays. You know, we'll probably be here for another week after all the other students are gone, and there'll be nothing going on in this campus except us probably out there practicing in the snow. So, yeah, we try to make it fun. We compete every day. We won't be on the field very long. I don't want to drag it out, and we're typically not this time of year. And so, no, it's exciting, but yeah, you have to have a pulse for, you know, you go real hard and then you back off a little bit. We're gonna, these kids will not be home for Christmas because we'll be practicing that game week. Tuesday is Christmas, so we're gonna work through the finals week, and then we're gonna give them the weekend before Christmas off to go home and see their families and get a little break, and then come back and be refreshed for the game. So I just think, you know, we got plenty of practices to get ready for the Red Wolves. This is the Red Wolves versus the Wolfpack. This is the Wolf Bowl. So we got 18 practices to get ready for the Red Wolves, and that's plenty to get ready for them. So we'll try to have fun as much as we can and also get ready for the game.
And Coach, you mentioned you have a week with your guys even after classes end. How cool is that to where, you know, student athletes, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things to keep track of, is just going to be football for that 1 week?
No, it's awesome, and I just look at it as an opportunity for us to get better. And I think that's where good programs make a jump over other programs, because you figure we have a whole month to practice where, you know, a lot of teams in our league are not qualified for bowl games. They're not practicing right now. And so we're getting better, you know, which means we can put our players in a lot of different opportunities where they learn. I mean, I think the other part of keeping the practices fresh is changing the situations up. You know, if we have the same practice every day for 18 practices, the guys are going to be like, we just did this 10 times, you know. So we change it up, you know, we'll change up the field position. We'll change up third down. We might scrimmage our young players. We might throw a couple of Nevada drills in there. We'll do 2-minute drill situations, end of the game situations, just so we keep it fresh for our guys and as much as we can. It's hard when you practice against each other because you practice against the same guys every day, but we'll do our best to kind of change it up and keep them off balance. But it is 18. It's a month. It's a month of football where we can get better as a program, and we can really benefit from that. And we'll continue to work on things we need to improve on, and really, you know, dive into our fundamentals. You know, this team has made a real commitment to the physicality and the fundamentals, and this gives us a month to sharpen our sword and get ready to play. And that does matter in bowl games. The fresher team, the team with the great attitude. You know, the other thing we talk about is happiness is a choice. I mean, happiness is a choice. If I got up in the morning and I wanted to look at every negative thing that happens in my day, I could come up with 10,000 things that I don't like. And our players are the same way. Our coaches are the same way. So, you know, you have to make things right. You have to make things positive. And I mean, there's a thousand things about this opportunity that are amazing, and there's thousands of football players that would switch places with us in a heartbeat to play in this game. So, you know, we got to look at all the positives we have, the positives of practicing, the positives of competing in this bowl game, the positives of representing this great university, and the opportunity to win and finish the season in a great way. And you know, I'm just fired up because I got great players and they got great attitudes. And you know, the last point I'll make on my football philosophy is just, there's an old saying in football, it's not for everybody, and nobody makes you play. This is America. We have free choice, and there's not one player on our roster that we made play for Nevada. They all chose to play at Nevada, and I think that's awesome. And nobody makes anybody play. So, you know, I get up every morning and I choose to be here, and thank God I have the opportunity to be here, and I want to take advantage of it every day. And our players are the same way. You know, the players are the same way. So we talk about that all the time. You know, the old saying, the glass is half empty or the glass is half full. What side of the coin are you gonna sit on? And so, you know, our players are no different. They have problems every day, just like us coaches have problems. And, you know, we try to fight through it the best we possibly can. So, you know, we could talk a lot about that if we wanted to. I gotta catch a plane, though.
Anything else? Gotta get him back out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions for Malik?
Do you guys feel a little blindsided by Nephi and McLean, especially given you'll have another game to play?
I mean, you know, coming after the game and, you know, getting together, you kind of didn't know much about it, to be honest. But, I mean, I feel like it happens every year in college football, so that's something that happens. I wish them well in their careers and going forward, whatever they do, and we're going to get ready for this bowl game.
Been to this bowl before. I guess, what do you remember about that first experience, and, you know, how those seniors on that team got to leave with such a good memory, and, you know, maybe trying to replicate that?
Yeah, well, the first thing I remember about that bowl game is the preparation, obviously, because it was like a whole month to get ready for this game. It was cold, but I feel like each and every day, the seniors and the older guys on that team, they really brought the energy, and they taught, I guess, the young guys the way to, you know, get prepared for a bowl game, get prepared to play, and they did a good job of, you know, having us ready to play when we came out. And I feel like that was a big reason that we won that game, because of the leadership of that team. Guys like Lenny Jones, Don Jackson, and Ian Sayah, you know, getting us ready, and I definitely feel like it had an impact on me and other seniors as well.
What are the challenges with such a long time, with kind of obviously the same opponent you're prepping for the whole time?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just like staying focused on the task at hand. Like Coach was saying, it can get a little monotonous. Just, you know, preparing for the same opponent, practicing against each other, you know, for a whole month before you actually play the game. But I just think the seniors have to do a really good job of keeping the younger guys focused and locked in on what we need to do. We're still going to win a game. It's going to be fun. Bowl games are always fun. I've been to 2, and I've enjoyed them. I had the pleasure of going my red shirt year and my red shirt freshman year, so it's fun. We're going to enjoy it, but we also going to win the game.
Yeah, how much, you kind of touched on that, how much are you just cherishing, because it's not hard for you to get excited about, this is your last college game, how much are you just cherishing the final moments with all the guys that you came in with, or how much are you going to cherish over the next few weeks?
Man, just gonna take it all in, you know, one day at a time, and try to, you know, enjoy each and every one of my teammates. Cause after the game, things are gonna look totally different. I'm gonna be going back home, and who else knows what's to come, you know, after that. So yeah, I'm gonna take each and every one of my guys and try to enjoy them each and every day.
What's your first impressions, if any, of Arkansas State? What have you guys talked about so far?
I mean, I seen them play a little bit. Like I watched some of the Sun Belt teams, you know, because I'm from, you know, Alabama, so I know a few of those. I feel like they have a pretty good passing attack. They have a good quarterback that likes to, you know, air it out, throw it around. They have good athletes, a receiver, have a good back. So I feel like they're going to be a good opponent. We definitely going to have to come ready, you know, to stop them and be ready for them.
You mentioned a bunch of offensive guys there, which is obviously going to be your focus. Are you? Is it the type of challenge you want to go out with?
Oh yeah, definitely. To be able to go against, you know, a passing attack like that, and to be able to, you know, try to shut it down is definitely a great challenge, and we're going to embrace it.
You guys have a bitter taste right now, and is that going to last all the way till the 29th, you think?
I mean, yeah, it was mostly last week that was the bitter taste, especially watching that championship game, knowing that we weren't in it. But, you know, as the days pass by and as we, you know, have more time together, I feel like we're getting over it, and we're just, you know, getting excited for this opportunity to have our last game, you know, to go out with an 8th win, something that I haven't done since I've been here, and the other seniors haven't done as well. So that would be great to end our careers.
Anything else for Malik? Okay.
Thank you.
Questions for Ty?
Hard to say goodbye to guys that were such a big part of your team, but what were your reactions when, 1 and 6 decided to make moves?
Yeah, it was a little tough. You know, McClain's been a great receiver for me, and, you know, a great player on our team. But, you know, we got plenty of talent, even without him. So, you know, wish him and Nephi the best of luck and whatever they're doing. And, you know, I'm happy with the guys we got on our team too. So, you know, tough to see teammates like that go, but at the same time, I love the guys that we have, and I'm confident in all those guys for this bowl game.
What was Sunday like for you? I mean, you knew you guys were probably in a bowl, maybe not 100%, and then, you know, when you actually saw which bowl you were going to.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy when we got the message that we were going to the Arizona Bowl. It's really a dream come true. You know, it was a dream to play college football, and then once you're there, you know, that's the ultimate goal, is to get to a bowl game and win a bowl game. So it's a pretty cool honor for us, and you know, I remember being up here before the season saying that was one of our goals, and we accomplished it. So, you know, just excited to go out there and play and try to get a bowl win.
I mean, it's been a successful season, but how do you think how you guys do in this bowl game, whether you win it or lose it, will kind of shape how you remember this year, and you know, just your thoughts on your senior season?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we want to get to 8 wins. That's our goal. I think we'd still be the first team in the Mountain West at Nevada to get 8 wins. So that's still one of our goals, and you know, I think that'll, you know, help us be remembered as a really good team here, and just end the season on a high note.
Ty, how much of a driving force is it to try to get the bad taste out of the mouth from the last loss, or is it just don't look behind and look ahead?
No, yeah, it's definitely tough. You know, having that as our last game of the season, just because we can't come out the next week and go play another game. So, you know, I think it'll help motivate us, you know, throughout these bowl practices, and help push us to keep getting better and keep pushing for another win.
Coach touched a couple times on seniors. This is an odd period where the coaches will leave and go recruit and stuff like that. You mentioned, you know, seniors will lead practice, or, you know, stuff like that. Are you embracing that in terms of, you know, it's your last go around as a leader? Yeah,
definitely. You know, I think that's a big part of this bowl season is the senior leadership, and how we, you know, stand our guys and hold people accountable and make sure we're going out there every day and practicing well, and putting in the effort. You I think, especially for some of the younger guys that are developing, kind of using it as practice to develop for, spring ball and next year. Something I can do is help coach up guys too at the same time and just be another coach on the field.
Obviously a big period this is for the future of this program, but for you and all the other seniors, how much are you, you've had quite a journey to get to this point, and now you know the day that your college career is going to end. So how are you guys just taking these in, and how much are you going to just cherish at these times with these guys? Yeah,
just trying to take in and appreciate, every moment, every practice, every time we're around the building together and just making memories. I've never been to a bowl game, but I've heard from my teammates who've been to the Arizona Bowl that it's awesome, that they had a great time when they went. So, I'm excited to make those memories, be in Arizona with some good weather. And, I'll remember this because we'll have Christmas together as a team. So something I'll remember forever and really appreciate.
First impressions of Arkansas State. We had Malik talking about their offense. What have you seen from their defense?
Yeah, I've actually probably watched a little bit more of their offense as of now than their defense, just because, watching film on UNLV, they played them, so I got to see their offense a little bit. But, their defense is really talented. I can't remember the exact number of sacks that they had, but I know it was pretty high. So, they got a good pass rush. They got some good guys in the secondary, so it'll be a challenge for us to go out there and put up points. But, we got to use these 15 practices as best we can to prepare for them.
So you always get bowl swag when you go to a bowl. If you looked at what you guys are getting,
yeah, I talked to Caleb a little bit about what we're getting, trying to get some scoop on the gear we're getting. So, yeah, I'm excited for that too. Get some bowl gifts. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, it's like a whole week. It's not like you just go out there to play a game. Will that be a fun experience just to go out there? And I know they usually have little excursions or activities that you guys get to do.
Yeah, usually we're flying up, the day before the game, and we're sitting in the hotel, going to meetings all day. So, I'll be excited to kind of experience the whole bowl deal and go up there for more than just a day and have some fun in Arizona.
Sounds like you got to coach the younger guys last week. A question I get a lot is who's going to replace Ty. I guess what do you think of the future of the quarterback position when you leave, and kind of the talent who's going to be fighting for this job next year? Yeah,
I just think it's going to be a great competition. I think everyone in our quarterback room right now is capable of playing, and it's going to be a good competition, and whoever comes out of it as the starter is going to be pushed to their full potential because of this competition. So. I'm coaching them all up the same and wish them all the best. So, it'll be interesting. I'm, rooting for all of them.
Anything else for Ty?
Next time.
Thank you.